All right, let's talk. So this is a little real talk at the table. I'm here at the table, so it's going to be a little real talk. I'm a special education teacher, and I went out on FMLA in this past November for surgery. Right before I was supposed to return to work, I resigned, my choice. For personal and medical reasons, I actually resigned. I didn't think, because I'm a teacher, I didn't think that it would be an issue for me to get another teaching position after I resigned. I didn't think I'd get one like for the rest of this school year because I resigned in January, which is considered mid-school year. So I didn't expect to get one this school year, but I definitely expected to get one for next school year. So I've applied. I've been applying for different positions. Even went to a job fair a couple of weeks ago. Been applying for different special education teacher positions at different districts, not just my local area, but different districts. And I've heard nothing. Not one word. And I can tell you that my other colleagues, teacher friends that I have, they have already been offered. They've already had recommendations from different schools. They're switching schools and they're actually they have a job for next year already. So the districts are definitely hiring. But again, I still have not heard anything, and I'm not even under contract, you guys, and I haven't heard anything. A lot of times, district schools won't contact you when you're under contract because you're under contract. But you would think, since I'm not even under contract, that I would hear something, but I've heard nothing. So I'm kind of getting worried. I mean, I'm here. I'm waiting. I'm still waiting. Thing is, there's a teacher shortage. Everyone knows this. So I feel like I should have already had a recommendation from a school by now. Teacher shortage. So I'm trying to understand why this isn't lining up. And it makes me wonder, is it because of my age? Because as you guys know, ageism is a real thing. Is it, or is it just a timing thing? I don't know, but it makes me feel like part of it's because of my age. But I don't know. I'm just my mind is just filling in the gaps. But have any of you guys ever experienced ageism in the workforce? Have you had issues with that? I would love to hear your stories and see if this is a real thing or if it's just my mind filling in those gaps because I'm starting to panic. So anyway, now that I don't have that teaching position, I'm actually trying to get creative with my income because I got to have an income. It's just me. I am a foster parent. I'm a foster parent to a special needs child. She was actually my student for 2 years. So, that's a little bit, but that's for her. That's for taking care of her. That's not really to pay my bills. So, I do have her to think about too. So I really do need to get, I've got a mortgage to pay. I've got bills to pay. So I'm trying to get creative. I'm working here on YouTube. I've just started really becoming active with YouTube, and I actually applied for a couple of virtual tutoring positions, but I haven't heard anything for that. Those were online positions. I just went through Indeed and started looking for something because my foster child is a special needs child. She'll never be independent. She can't be left alone. So I've got to find something I can work around her school schedule and or something I can work from home because she can't be alone. So I have to make sure that I'm here for her. I can't afford babysitter right now either. So, and it takes somebody who they know how to care for a special needs child. So anything, I've been looking for anything that's virtual, like a couple of places that I applied to. My laptop didn't, it did not meet their requirements, their tech requirements. I was like, no. So those would have actually been pretty good because I could have worked around my special needs daughter's schedule. So I thought, well, I'll just keep looking. It's really hard to find those virtual positions that are flexible because so many of them require these different specs on your I can't afford to buy another computer. Like one of them wanted the dual monitor. I don't have a dual monitor. So that didn't work either. But I would also love to hear about, if any of you have experienced ageism, but I'd also love to hear if any of you have ever gotten a virtual job, and what do you do? Where do you look? How did you get it? I would love to hear about some of your creative ideas on what you're doing for income, especially since you're, if you're not working in a typical 9 to 5. I mean, trust me, I would love to not work 9 to 5, but I have to. I can't retire right now because I actually took care of my parents for 10 years. So I was out of the workforce for those 10 years. And now I got to kind of make up for those 10 years because like I said earlier, I don't have another income. It's just my income. So I have to work, my being a state worker, I have to work so many years before I can get full retirement. And I can't afford to retire. So I have to continue to work. So I'll probably work for another good 10, 15 years. I mean, do I want to? Not really. I mean, at my age, it's like, no. I don't want to work another 10, 15 years, but I seriously am probably going to have to. Again, is that something you guys are experiencing too? I would love to hear, about everything. I would comment below and let me know. I would love to hear your stories. So I just kind of wanted to give real talk about ageism, about, kind of like my journey and what I'm doing. And it's kind of scary. And I would love to hear from other people who are kind of experiencing the same thing, just to give me some creative ideas of how to make some money. But that's about all I have for now, guys. Thanks for listening.